I have the wrong spiel up. What is wrong with me? This is what happens. I try to do too many things at the same time. And I'm not really good at that. I'm not really good at multitasking, and I was just trying to get some things done before the live started, and I wrote my spiel, but I did not hang it up. You don't mind me? Just hang on a second. Hello. How you doing? What's going on? If you're in the replay, are we sound right? Yeah, good. If you're in the replay, then do me a favor and let me know you're in the replay. Write a hashtag of some kind. That is that pound sign thing, if you've never heard of hashtags, with some text after it. Hashtag I am in the replay. Hashtag, man, Bobby's hair looks good today. I'm almost out of hair product, and I ordered more, and it hasn't arrived yet. And that's why yesterday I've been the last few days I've been rationing it, to make it last until the new stuff gets here. And that's why yesterday I didn't put enough in, and it just did you see that? That was funny. Let's see. So if you're here in the replay, hello. All right, enough of them. Hello, Crimson. Hello, how are you? And Kirsten is here. Hey, hi, hello, sup. I'll take all four of those. How's that? Thanks for the finger snap. There's the finger snap. Yeah. And I did the finger snap in that one. I went back and I did it twice. I did it twice because I was late, and I went, and then I did it again like a few minutes later. Anyway, no big deal. Good evening, Bobby. Good evening, Marcia. How are you? Oh, I skipped a whole bunch of people. Let's see. Hi, Bob. Oh, my dad's here. Hello, Dad. Nice to I don't see you, but I see me. No, that's not me. That's Brian. It was me before, wasn't it? Anyway, that's my brother. It's a picture of my brother and his wife, but it's actually my dad who's here. So, hello. And Mikey's here. Hello. And Marcia's here. Hello. And Christina's here. Hello. And Kelly's here. Hashtag. And hey, everybody. Okay, well, that's enough. You guys know the deal. You can comment the whole time I'm talking. I'm going to ignore you people now and do my thing. And then when I'm finished with my thing, I'll come back and we'll talk about your stuff. I see that. Let's go. Color outside the lines. Yeah, I think we all know this metaphor, right? Okay, so color outside the lines. It's when you're coloring as a kid, all your teachers and people color inside the lines. Make the pretty picture, right? Anyway. We're artists. We know what we're doing. We're allowed to. Here's the thing: when you are an expert in something and you know all the rules, then you can break all the rules. Coloring inside the lines in art is great for people who aren't artists. It's like paint by numbers. Like, oh, this shape is a 2 and that's brown, so you shape right. That's great. And when you're an artist, then you don't need any of that crap. You just make up your own lines. We don't even need anything with line. We could start with a blank sheet. Right? Well, that's art. But what about life? What about the spiritual beings on the human adventure? Most people don't know that they're spiritual beings on a human adventure. They think they're just humans on a human crap pile going, oh my God, what am I going to do about that thing? Right? And so they need the lines to sort of help them stay centered and stuff. But we're these spiritual super people, and we know where the lines are, and we know how to cross the lines. And sometimes we cross them too far, and we get scatterbrained and ego wacko, and our hair falls down and makes us look silly. But, that's okay. We snap right back. So this one is about pushing boundaries and questioning the rules. So I got 3 levels of pushing boundaries. And not 3 things, really. They're all the same thing, but at 3 different levels. You ready? So here they are. Number 1, yes, it's art. Anything that you create is art. I see so many people is commenting, I'm not sure if this is art, or hey, is this thing art? The answer is yes. If you think that, look at this thing I made, look at this thing I created, it's art. We need to forget about the lines of the art world, the lines that society thinks is art. Because when we're in here, Anything is art. This is a fair game place, right? We got to forget about pop culture. We got to forget about mainstream. Forget about what's accepted and expected. We go beyond that. We're going to push the boundaries and create from the heart, create from our authentic selves, create from the wildest imagination possible. I challenge you to take the greatest idea you have for your next project and make it weirder, to make it crazier, to make it wilder, to be like, how can I push the boundaries of this more? I did that a bit with what I'm trying to do with my business now by just bringing in this cyberpunk feel to everything, because that's me. That's just what I'm into, you know? And I was always like watering it down because I was afraid, well, not that many people are into that. Who cares? You don't have to be a cyberpunk fan to be into what I'm about, because I'm not creating cyberpunk videos constantly. It's just everything has that aesthetic, you know? So what I'm saying is color outside the lines. Be authentic to yourself and forget about what you think other people are going to expect to see or hear from you, and just do what you want to do. So that's number one. Yes, it's art. By the way, it's Saturday and I'm not going anywhere tonight, so I have wine again. If you would like some wine, get your own. But, because Bobby don't share. All right, number two. That's art, right? So think of this as like we're going to go from this level to this level to this level, okay? So number one was, yes, it's art. It's our artistic, literally art, okay? Number two is our life. My life, your life, individually. Your life, number two, your life and your desires are valid. They're valid. The lines in art help people who don't know what they're doing in art to color and stay inside the lines and make something pretty. The lines in society help people who don't understand that we're spiritual beings kind of stay in some kind of mainstream path, so that we can at least halfway feel like we know what the heck we're doing on this planet. We don't need that, but we sometimes straddle back and forth between the two. This is something that my friend Landon said to me yesterday. He said to me, you have to decide where you're going to plant your feet. Are you going to plant your feet in the path that is set by society, like this is what's expected and accepted in life, or are you going to plant your feet in the Bobby lane, right? And forget about the Bobby lane for you. It's the you lane, whatever your name is, all right? I don't know any of your names. I pretend to remember, but I don't really know any of you people, right? So whatever I'm only kidding, right? So whatever lane you're in, right? You have to pick one. Am I going to be in the mainstream lane, or am I going to be in the me lane? The problem is for most people, they stay in the mainstream lane. That's why, have you ever seen people who are not spiritual, who are not awake, not anything, and you wonder to yourself, how come they don't seem as stressed as me, right? I've seen people who are just like floating through life, blah, blah, blah. I'm not awake. I don't know anything. I don't understand how the world works, blah, right? And they're just kind of going through the motions of things, they're stressed about this and they're stressed about that. But man, it's like they could watch the news 24 hours a day and not feel like they're going to have a heart attack. They could eat all that stuff that they like to eat and not, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're not, it doesn't seem to affect them the way that it affects us. And the problem is because the reason is because they chose to stay in the mainstream lane. They don't leave it. They just stay in there. And once you decide to stay in that lane, yeah, it's slow, and yeah, it's boring, and yeah, it's uniform, and you have to march in line, and you have to salute and all that crap, right? But if you get in the you lane, now life takes off, and you're amazing and stuff. The problem we have, which is why we feel so stressed out sometimes, and why our egos make us go blah, 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 is because we're in the us lane, and then sometimes we go, maybe I should put a foot over here. Now we're in two different lanes, and it's like, you're like this. It's crazy. You can't be in two different lanes. You can't drive two cars at the same time, okay? You have to pick one and you have to stick to it, because if you go back and forth, that's what makes life really hard for us. So your life and your desires are valid. Color outside the lines. Get out of that mainstream lane, and let's just decide once and for all to get out of it forever. Because we keep going back to it, thinking, well, maybe I should do it this way. Maybe I should do it half my way and half the other way. Maybe, no. No, we're done. Okay, we are done with that crap. We are staying in the me lane, okay? That's number 2. Number 3 is, so art, life, 3. Here we go. You ready? We are leading the charge. Even if you don't forget, even if you forget and you keep straddling that line and you keep getting wacko ego moments and stuff like that, which we're going to, let's be honest, but it's going to happen. We're gonna not remember some days, and we're going to not realize we have a toe in the wrong lane. It's going to happen. So don't kill yourself about it. Number 3 is we are leading the charge. The human species is waking up. All of us are waking up. Everybody. We just the ones who did it first. We're the ones who looked around and said, this is stupid. I'm doing it this way, right? The universe is expanding, and we are the people who are on the outside of the leading edge pulling. Everybody's pushing. Everybody is. We're all doing it. Even the ones in the mainstream lane, they're pushing with a finger. But they got their finger on the edge and they're pushing a little bit. They're helping a little. But we're on the outside pulling. We're using all our strength to pull. And we need to, the only thing that you need to do to be the colorer outside the line for the expansion of the universe, for the expansion of the human experience and adventure, is to be an example. Just do your best. You're rocking this. We are all rocking this. The fact that you are here taking notes, going like, oh, how do I do this? And I want to do that and blah. We don't have to do it perfectly. Nothing has to be done perfectly. We beat ourselves up and we kick our own ass because we don't do it perfectly, but we don't have to. It doesn't matter. People think we're weird. And I know why people think that we are weird. I've said this story before. The people in the grass who were sitting at a picnic or whatever, and the one person got up and started dancing, and everyone's just like, sit down, you're annoying, right? And then but that person did not stop dancing. And everyone's looking at him like, what's with the weirdo dancing? And then finally, another person stood up and just started dancing with him, because what's the harm? It looks kind of fun. I'm going to dance too. So now you got 2 weirdos dancing, and everyone's looking like, great, now there's 2 of them. Wonderful, right? But then a third person stood up and started dancing. And once that third person and then that fourth person stood up and started dancing, now suddenly, well, if I do it, I'm not the weirdo anymore. There's like a whole bunch of them. So I really want to. So now like 10 people got up. And then this whole crew got up because they've been waiting to do it, but they were too afraid to do it. And before you know it, everybody's doing it. Now everybody's doing it. Well, that's what's happening here. We're the first person dancing. That's us. We're the first one dancing, and we look weird. Not because we are weird, but what is weird? Weird is not normal. And what's normal? What everybody's doing. Everybody is in the mainstream lane, marching along to the beat of the corporate drum, doing what they're told to do, right? Go to school, get a good job, get good grades to get a good job so you can retire, then you can die and get out of the way and let the next person in. That's the mainstream line. But what are we doing? We're like, give me that freaking crayon. Look at this thing I'm making. It's amazing. Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. And they think we're weird, not because we're weird, but they think we are weird because they have not seen enough of us to feel comfortable joining in yet. So we need to keep being us. Because if you're being us and I'm being us and that one's being us and all of you wackadoos are being us, before you know it, more people are going to see it. And then they start joining us. And then there's so many of us that the rest of them just go, fuck it. I want to do that too. That looks fun. And then the lines are just gone. So that's what's happening. Yeah, it's art. Do your thing. Yeah, your life is valid. The things that you want are valid. Want them. Be them. Get in your lane and stay there. And 3, everyone else is going to follow us eventually, so don't stress it. And oh geez, I forgot to look at my hair that whole time. Oh man, if I looked down and my hair was like down on my nose, I would have just turned it off and gone upstairs and gone to bed. I swear to God, because the whole day I'm thinking, don't forget, look down occasionally and make sure that you're not doing this whole amazing riff that you're gonna do, and like you're like, right? Because that would have just annoyed me. You guys would have laughed, but I am a vain man. Anyway, let's see what we got. Christina is here. Hello, Christina. Hey, everybody, she says. Hey, everybody. Maybe your hair, this is the one I saw. Maybe your hair was just coloring outside the lines. But my hair is not allowed to color outside the line. My hair and I have an agreement, okay? And when my hair does not follow the agreement, I get very angry. Haley says, hi, Bobby and everyone. I am awake. Yes, you are. Nice to see you. And my wife is here upstairs. Hi. How are you? Margarita. You have a margarita? Nice. Like it. Got sweet tea. Awesome. Wonderful. I know not everybody drinks alcohol, and that's fine. The wine is not, it's not the alcohol that's important. It's the let's just chill out and relax kind of a thing. Oh, hang on, Kelly. Kelly says, so I call on my masculine side to draw the lines, and I call on my feminine side to color them in. Structure and flow. Wow, I didn't think of that. That's awesome. Oh, I really like that. Okay, so let's put that into the thing I said, right? So forget the mainstream line. Let's just take that and throw that away. Now we got the us line, the you lane, not line, the you lane, the lane that's like completely authentic to you. So what you're saying is we use our masculine energy to create that lane, to create the structure for it, and to design like what it's supposed to be and stuff. But our feminine side is the side that flows through it, that creates within it, that even pushes the boundaries of it and says, I like these. I like these lines you drew for our car, but man, sometimes I just want to drive over here. But it's still us. It's still me. Man, I like that. That was good. You get a gold star. Kirsten, you have to constantly remind yourself, is this society or authentic you? Yeah, and the society thing is very sinister because it's been drilled in our heads. We were born and our parents drilled it in our heads, and our teachers and our neighbors and our aunts and uncles and our everybody's, and not in any kind of a malicious way, just because that's what they knew, and then because it was drilled into their heads, and then drilled into the heads of the people who drilled it into their heads, and then we turn around and drill it into our children's heads. We just perpetuate this cycle of get in line and don't color outside the lines. Now, I will say generationally, I think it's been getting looser and looser and looser over time, meaning that 100 years ago, the lines were rigid and structured. They were like walls made out of brick, and they were right here, and you couldn't move. And then they got a little wider. The lanes got wider, and then they weren't made of brick anymore. They were just painted on the ground, and if your foot went over it, it was like, all right, but get back inside. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then there was us, who was just like, these lines are stupid. I'm gonna go over there. These people are on low vibration. Yeah, those people, that's what I was saying before. The people who are in that mainstream line, but they are, I'm really glad you said this, because if you remember what I said about 10 or 15 minutes ago, I don't know how long have I been talking, right? I said, have you ever noticed that other people who are not like us, who are not awake, who are not whatever you like to call us, it doesn't really matter, who are not weird, who are normal, that they don't seem to get stressed by the things that stress us, right? And that's because, as Laura just reminded me, they're low vibration. So what does low vibration mean? Well, they are low frequency, which means their energy is like going like this. A frequency, They're low amplitude is what I'm going to say. Frequency is how many times per unit of time the thing goes up and down. But amplitude is how high and how low it goes. Okay? So their amplitude of their energy wave is like this. They're just kind of floating along. Everything is set for them. They go to work. They know what to do to get their promotion. They get their paychecks. They do their thing, right? And it doesn't matter if you have a job. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying, like, everybody gets in that mainstream line and just kind of floats along in that. And so when they watch the news, because they're so low amplitude, they can hear about, oh, the gunshots in the city and 15 people died in that car pileup and the robberies are everywhere and oh my God, and there's black people over here and white people doing this thing, and it's like, oh, I can't listen to this shit. It makes my heart do that. But these people could watch it during dinner or, fall asleep to it. And I'm just like, how do you do that? I can't even, they have it on in the house. I can't have it on in the house. It's like, turn that off. I can't. Because they're like this. We're like this. This is us. This is our... So when something makes us feel good, when we're in the flow state, whether they don't get in the flow state like we do, when we get in that flow state, we go... We're up here and we're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then when something happens that knocks us out of it, it doesn't knock us out like that. It knocks us out like... Like, we are at the amusement park on the roller coaster like this, They're on the kiddie ride. They're on this roller coaster. We're on the freaking Great Adventure, upside down, loop-to-loop, straight up, straight down. That's us. That's why it feels so bad. Now, we like the ride, but we're not ready for it when we have our feet in both lanes. Haley says, no... Don't follow the crowd. LOL, never. Sheeple are sleepwalking. Sleepwaking or sleepwalking? I guess they both kind of make sense. Keep eyes open and stay on the narrow, lonely path is freedom. It is, and as Abraham says all the time, it's lonely on the leading edge, which is difficult because it's like, that's why I like having a Facebook group for this, because it could be a whole bunch of people. So you're into, the code words? Yeah, come on in, yeah, we could talk. Oh my God, this is so nice. Right? You can't go out. I can't go to the liquor store or to the liquor store. I just saw the liquor store because I got wine. Right? I can't go to the liquor store or to any store and start talking to just general people about this. They'll look at me like, that's why the other day I said, it's like that guy asked me, what do you do? And I was like, I don't know how to tell you what I do. I just like, I don't know. Stop asking me questions. I just asked what you do. I thought that's what people do. Yeah, but that's what people do. That's not what we do. Leave me alone. I read that. I'm sorry, I got lost. Kelly, artists are more sensitive to sensations. Oh, and then we're artists too. I mean, come on. It's like a double whammy where we're spiritual people and we're artists. Oh my God. Just light a fire under my feet. I gotta walk on fire every day. It's like, it's crazy. Artists are more sensitive to sensations because we are more tapped into feeling vibrations. I'm going to pause right there just to make fun of myself for a minute. Artists are more sensitive to sensations. My wife makes fun of me all the time because I feel like I feel physical sensations more than most people. I can't touch anything that's remotely warm because I'm like, ow, that burns. And she'll be like picking it up and be like, what is the matter with you? We went to the restaurant last Saturday, we had a date night. We went to a restaurant, and then at the end we were getting our food boxed up, and I asked for extra, because we were at the Mexican place and having margaritas like Crimson, right? And I asked for extra tortillas, because the guy was clearing the table and took all our tortillas away. So I said, can I get some tortillas to take home, please? And so she brought them out wrapped in a tinfoil, and she held them in her hand and walked out like this down the mainstream line, right? And just handed them to me. And I took them and immediately went, because it was on fire. And so then Laura picked it up, and we were timing ourselves. She could hold it in her hand, like grip it, for like 13 or 14 seconds. I couldn't make 2 seconds. It was crazy. Anyway, I'm more sensitive to... I also have a very low pain tolerance. It's ridiculous. Anyway, artists are more sensitive to... It's because I'm an artist. I'm just going with that. Artists are more sensitive to sensations because we are more tapped into feeling vibrations. Mainstream alignment is like a numbing agent. They don't feel as deeply as we do. They've been trained away from it. And I don't say they to separate, just to express. Yeah, I understand that. I'm not making fun of that. I'm saying it this. I'm not saying like, wow, look at those idiots and look at us awesomeness people. I'm saying look at the human species, the human adventure. Look at the entirety of the human adventure. Boop, boop. We're doing this. We're waking up. But we're the first ones dancing at the park. And the rest of them are looking at us like we're weird. Not because they're weird or not because there's something wrong with them, but because they just haven't witnessed it enough yet to say, that looks amazing. I want to do that too. They will. They still won't be able to draw. We'll still be artists. We still got that. But they're all going to wake up. Don't worry about it. And maybe not by tomorrow, but you know. Oh, leading the charge. I feel the urgency, but why do I feel like I'm not enough? Can we make mistakes until the end? Okay, 2 reasons I think you feel like you're not enough. One is your ego feels like I need to do it all by myself. And number 2 is I made a mistake. That means I've negated everything good I've ever done. Chill out. You're awesome, first of all. And you can make mistakes constantly until you're done. When I said that the people let's go back to the people at the park, right? What was the story? The people are sitting at the park. Everybody's sitting in the grass, eating a sandwich or something, and then one person stood up and started dancing. Did I say it was Mikhail Baryshnikov? Did I say it was like the perfect dance, like the most perfect, exquisite contemporary movement that anyone on earth has ever seen? No, it was some idiot doing this. That's all he was doing, right? That's it. It could have been me. I could have been doing it. I'm Chandler Bing, right? Like that. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything well. You could just have to do it. You just have to be you. You just have to be Kirsten. Just be Kirsten. Be Sola. Just be it. You don't have to, there's nothing you have to do that's perfect. Nothing. You're allowed to make mistakes every freaking day. And we're still humans. You're going to make mistakes, right? So, but also, why don't I feel like I am enough? Because sometimes when we're trying to do something, we feel like the burden of accomplishing it is on our shoulders completely. If you recall my story about being in the fire department and my first alarm that I was on, that the building's on fire, and oh my God. And I just had this feeling come over me like, I don't know what to do. I've been a firefighter for 36 hours and I'm staring at a building ablaze, and I feel my ego is saying like, dude, you're supposed to like push everybody out of the way and be like, stand back, lame people. I'm going to fix this now. I was like, I didn't know what to do. So, but my ego was like, you need to do this all by yourself. Clearly I did not. And neither do you. But yes, you can make mistakes. Christina, there's no such thing as perfection. If there was, this would be a boring world to live in. Yeah, perfection, it's called Source Energy Land. It's where we came from. It was boring. We were like, oh, I would really love joy. It's just always joy. But what does joy feel like when you only ever feel joy? It feels like nothing. Imagine you were just constantly high on heroin, like just constantly that feeling, right? I don't know what it feels like, but I've heard it's good, right? Just constantly that feeling. It would eventually just be nothing. There'd be no, we need contrast in order to understand how good something is. We only know how great something is because it's better than all that other crap. You know, that's so we came here and like let's play this game for a little while. I only know how good ice cream is because I finally ate my lima beans and I was allowed to have some ice cream, right? Unless you like lima beans too, then that's, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the perfection, because it was like that guy in The Incredibles, right? He wanted to give everybody in the world superpowers because if everybody had superpowers, then nobody would be super. I'm here. Hello. Donna, how are you? Hello, beautiful people, especially Bobby. See, that's how you greet me. You know, there's got to be at least one person who joined this group, and the first thing they saw was me playing this vain version of myself and being like, what an asshole, I'm out of here, and left, right? And just left the group. There's got to be somebody that did that. I don't care. I feel like I'm always playing that version of myself. You ever see, like, on TV shows or movies when celebrities play some really weird version of themselves? Like James Van Der Beek played a crazy version of himself in The Bitch in Apartment 21B. Like, he was just an asshole, you know, but he was playing himself, you know, and I love when they do that. And I feel like I do that, you know. like, do I care about my hair? Yeah. Am I really mad about it? No, I thought it was funny, but I'm going to pretend that it was the end of the world because that adds to the comedy for me. I don't know if you care, but I don't give a shit. Crimson, today I was going to post one of the clocks I made. Yeah, those were nice. Then I deleted the post because my ego said it wasn't cool enough to post. I thought my idea was cool. I don't know why I doubt myself so much because I know I'm awesome. Yeah, they were awesome. Please post them. I would like to see them. The 4-minute mile. The 4-minute mile, right? What were we talking about when my wife posted this? I was talking about how the finally somebody gets up and dances, right? The 4-minute mile is a really good example. There are things from a different viewpoint actually, because the first viewpoint was the people in the park. Somebody gets up and dances. Nobody in the park was thinking about getting up and dancing until they saw the person dancing, and then suddenly everybody wanted to get up and dance. The 4-minute mile is kind of the reverse example of that, where everybody wants to do a thing, but nobody believes that they can do it. Right? Good example of what Crimson just said. I really want to post my art, but I don't believe that it's good enough. Or I really want to do this thing, but I don't know that I can do it. Or that. And the idea behind the 4-minute mile was, for years, it was thought that running a mile in 4 minutes or less was humanly impossible. It used to also be thought that moving faster than the speed of sound was physically impossible, or that humans taking flight was impossible. Until, the Wright brothers came and did it, and Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier, and I don't remember who, broke the 4-minute mile, ran a mile in under 4 minutes. And once it happened, once that person ran the 4-minute mile, other people who were trying to do it but had this belief that it was impossible went, well, clearly it's possible. I'm going to do it. And then the next guy did it, and the next person did it, and then this one did it, and then this one did it. And I didn't mean guy like only men can do it. I meant the next person, right? And now even I can run a 4-minute mile. Wow. I cracked myself up there. That was funny. In my car, maybe. Karina, ooh, I needed this. Good. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, I don't run. I always say, if you see me running, you'd better run, because something is chasing me. We are the new mosh pit. Yeah. Oh, I like that, right? We're the mosh pit, except we're very nice to each other. Like, no, did I hurt you? Oh, let me let me give you a hug, right? That's us. Hashtag proud to be a wackadoo. Yeah. All a wackadoo is, all a weirdo is not mainstream, not following the laws. I mean, we have to obey the law. We don't want to go to jail or anything like that, but we don't have to obey the societal laws of you're not allowed to do that, you're not allowed to be this way, and you're not allowed to dress like that if you're this thing, and you're not allowed to look like that if you're that thing, and you're not allowed to behave this way, and you're not allowed to work in this kind of... Those are all societal laws and rules. The only punishment for them is being shunned by other people because they don't accept you. And so people don't want to be shunned, so they stay in the mainstream line so that other people don't judge them. But when we get in this line, other people judge us, but then we come in here and we're just like, look, everybody's in their own lane and no one's judging anybody. Fuck them. I'm not playing that game anymore. Proud to be a wackadoo. Absolutely. I feel like I get louder and louder as these lives go on. Is that true, or is that just my perception? Kirsten, this is fabulous. Well, thank you. I finished my About Me page. Oh, good. But I need to finish my overview / mission / vision. This is great because at the end of the day, we want to get as many people dancing. That's it, you know? Okay, that's cool. Let's tweak that just a tiny bit. That person who got up in the park and dancing, they didn't dance to get everybody else dancing. They danced because they felt the dance in them and just had to move. And that person didn't care what anyone else thought of them. That's the point. The point isn't to get everybody else to dance. I'm saying that everybody else will eventually dance. It's going to happen. But our job isn't to get them to dance. Our job is just to continue doing the dance as an example for the ones who want to dance next, but mostly because we just want to dance. This is fun. I don't dance, but you know what I'm saying. You don't want to see me dancing. Donna, another wine night. My God's outside the lines or what? Yeah, I'm breaking all the rules, Donna. Look at this. I'm gonna take a sip. Oh yeah, that makes sense, Laura. They're humming along. What? I don't know what Laura said. Whatever. I'm sure whatever my wife said was very smart. Haley says, since homeschooling after working in education, I have not done anything to teach my kids in the last 2 years. All their learning is entirely self-led, in other words. The tools are around them to learn, and they get to choose exactly what they want to do. And to be honest, they're thriving. Isn't that interesting? It is really freedom and so liberating. That's fantastic. That's amazing. That's cool. What are these icons in your thing? I'm always curious about things. Donna, I'm so happy for today. I didn't know that it was okay to be this way. Whew. Thank you. It's okay to be this way. It's okay. Baby. I don't know what that means. That's funny about the heat for you. If someone has a sore neck, I get a sore neck. Oh, I'm a baby? I'm a baby because of the hot thing? You married me. What do you want from my life? I don't have a choice. That's what I am. You chose. Donna, that's funny about the heat. Yeah, if someone has a sore neck, I get a sore neck. Really, you get like sympathy pains? That's pretty funny. Not funny like I'm laughing at you, just like, ironic funny. I don't know. Ooh. Without the contrast of the lines that society draws, our rebellious little hearts would not have any boundaries to break. Yeah, how would we know we're outside the lines if there were no lines to begin with? We'd just be, I guess I'm outside. We wouldn't know. Everybody would just be outside the lines. We would just be back to being that nebulous mist or whatever the hell we are. Crimson Rose, please post. Yeah, Crimson Rose, please post. I'm going to put that over the loudspeaker. Crimson Rose, please post. There you go. That was dumb. Haley, life is disabled if you live only to meet another person's expectations. You are the only person that needs to live our life. The only person that needs to live our life is us. We're the only person, right? I need to live mine. You need to live yours. Screw expectations. Just do what makes sense to your intuition. Intuition is a good word, Haley, because that's the guiding light for this. That's the guidepost. Our intuition is telling us to go down that dark path, but it's dark, and I'm afraid. It's dark. When it lights up, I'll go down it, but your intuition is like pushing you to go down it. And when you step into it, you are the light. It lights up, but there is no light until you bring the light. It's like, it's not getting any lighter until you get in here, dude. They can dance if they want to. Yes. That's funny. Kelly, you can dance outside the lines, but if your friends don't dance, they won't understand. You could pretty much bet they're blind. Yeah, I didn't sing that, but you got it. Nice. Is that the last comment? That is the last comment. Oh, well, I'm going to take another sip of wine in case another one pops in. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. Do your thing, be you, and don't apologize for it. You know, if you make something, it's art, and if you make something, it's valid, it's good. So post those clocks. Let's see them. All right. I'm going to go. Have a good night and a good weekend tomorrow, Sunday, so there won't be a Daily Fuel. Kelly, you get the booby prize tonight. I don't know that you've gotten one recently, so you can have it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night and or day, Donna, and I'll see you Monday. I'll be around tomorrow, but I'll see you. Bye. Thank you.